Kerry, are you familiar with a new book just out called Conspiracies, Cover-Ups, and Crimes by Jonathan Vankin?
Yeah, I haven't read it yet. I've been in contact with him for quite some time.
Okay, well, he mentions in there...
he's planning... You still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
He's planning to write a book on me. He thinks he hasn't decided entirely to go ahead with it yet.
Oh, well, that's fabulous.
He is researching for it.
Well, his chapter on you in there, he mentions this concept...
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Kerry?
John?
Kerry?
What am I supposed to do when this cuts off? I don't know why that keeps cutting off, but...
Okay, we can hear you.
All right, good.
Can you hear me, Kerry? Yeah. In Vankin's book, he mentions a little bit about this idea that you have that both you and Oswald might have been part of a Nazi breeding experiment.
Yeah, that's my theory. That's the theory I came up with in the last few years. As a result, I've developed a way of communicating with, I guess it's the intelligence community. I don't know, it's people who know quite a bit about what's going on in my life and in the present and the past. Basically through codes and so on and so forth, what they call Kenn languages. And it's been indicated to me that I am the son of, now I don't know whether this is true or not, it could be a cover story, but I have been told that I am the son of Admiral Donuts. And that this is one of the reasons I've been getting all this attention over the years.
Early in the conversation, Kerry, you said, and when your quote was, and when I talk about they, I'm not even sure who they are.
Yeah.
But it is documented that there definitely was some type of alliance between the Nazis and the CIA after World War II, and that the Nazis shared their knowledge of mind control with the CIA.
Yeah.
And that would be an ongoing thing that continues until this day, correct?
Yes. These days it's probably the NSA more than the CIA because they've taken over most of the CIA's functions.
But I mean that same knowledge and that same input would be there that started early on.
Yeah, it was the Nazis that first developed mind control, which a lot of people do not keep in mind and should because and probably the Japanese did a lot with it also because they're pretty up on electronics. Anyhow.
So, and when you mentioned the term Manchurian Candidate too, then so that would, do you see possibly that the Sirhan connection or the
no doubt.
Mark Chapman with John Lennon?
As far as I don't know about David Mark Chapman, but in the case of Sirhan, I think it's been proven that he was brainwashed. Not only that, he makes a number of statements himself. Like he went to Bob's Big Boy that night, and when he left, he said he felt like he was under some mysterious control. From then until he went to the Ambassador Hotel, he felt like he was being directed some way.
Right.
And and then somebody hypnotized him at one point. Some psychiatrist hypnotized him and found that he had been programmed. That they could make him climb the bars of his cell and this, that, and the other thing by giving him the appropriate orders.
Right. And then I guess too, you some of your research has, you've realized that there are definite theories that the shots were fired by that security agent that was standing to the right of Kennedy. That I believe his name was Cesar. Are you familiar with?
I'm not familiar with that. I am aware that the shots couldn't have been fired from where Sirhan was standing.
Right. So and also with these same theories in mind, but you have not researched the Mark David Chapman angle, or you don't have any opinion.
A weird thing happened to me the same night that Mark David Chapman was killed John Lennon. I was attending a metaphysical lecture at a metaphysical church in Tampa, where the guy was explaining in Kenn language, I believed. He was talking about the Westinghouse Corporation and how they were that they were Marxist-Leninists. And John, as I understand it, it means that which is left after the enemy has conquered or something to that respect, and just so John Lennon he shot that same night. I don't know, but maybe, but it seemed to me like there was some symbolism involved there.
Kerry?
Yeah.
I'm back again.
Yeah.
What kind of... I want to talk about Zenarchy a little bit. There's a lot of really great philosophical stuff in there, really funny stuff and wise stuff. Let me ask you what you think is our best defense against things like mind control and conspiracies.
I don't think there is the best defense, in my opinion, against mind control, and this is something everybody thinks I'm a nut about. I think the best defense is to abolish the absentee control of property, because I think it's absentee control of production that makes mind control a profitable thing to research and to finance. If people did not, if it was, say, a Proudhonian economic system, or an anarchist society or whatever, I don't think there would be much profit in mind control. There wouldn't be much reason for one person to want to control another person. However, I don't think there's any direct defense against it whatsoever. I think there's a brighter side to it, which is, in a way of looking at it anyway, and that is someday there might not be any more violence, because mind control might replace violence entirely. However,
some option.
I've given up on any idea of absolutely abolishing mind control. I think it can be made less profitable, and I think it can be reduced, but I don't think it can be eradicated any more than nuclear weaponry can be eradicated. I think it's an equally hopeless task.